Welcome back to season 1 of TVGP's Critical Misses. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpir.
Howdy.
And just like Vincent Diesel himself, we are welcoming you back to the movies. We are here to talk about F9: the Fast Saga, which we'll just be calling F9 or Fast 9 going forward. But our original plan here for season 1, like a year and change ago, was we'll watch all the Fast Saga movies leading up to Fast 9, which will come out around that time. And then, whoops, things happened.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Things happened, some stuff took place.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say.
Stuff.
Family never dies.
That's right. That's right. So F9 came out here in the States on June 25th. I believe, Moon, you saw it on release day.
Yep.
I saw it yesterday, the day afterwards. This is probably going to be a little bit more loose
Casual?
than maybe our normal episodes, because I'm not going to be on my phone typing notes while we're watching. Also, this movie is 145 minutes, so there's a lot we could miss.
Hey. It's 145, but I'm pretty sure it's not the longest one. I'm pretty sure the longest is like 2 and change. And
I think so, yeah.
The thing that blew me away going into this was like it's a clean, trim 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's like 15 minutes of credits.
It moves. Like I think part of what I was really impressed by. Let's just dive right into it. I really liked opening the movie with a flashback stuff about Dom and cough Jacob, Jacob with a K.
I don't know who Jacob is, sorry, because I only saw him in the flashback scenes. He didn't show up throughout the entire rest of the movie for me.
Heyo!
I'm sorry, I have to get the obligatory
wrestling jokes. Yeah,
like literally.
I really liked that they opened with like the big Fast Saga scene of Dom's dad dying, and I really liked that they kind of like peppered this flashback and these flashback scenes throughout the entire movie, and the guys that they got to play young Dom and young Jacob were both really good. Like they I feel like they did a real solid job. Man,
I was mightily surprised, I am not going to lie, and I apologize. This is technically the longest running of the Fast and Furious movies.
Wow.
Technically.
That's surprising. Ampersand certainly feels like it. Heyo.
I was about to say 4 feels longer than it is.
Yeah, exactly. So we get the scene of Dom and Jacob's dad dying in a horrifically fiery, explosive crash, which, boy, he gets tossed into that wall, and I was like, he's fine, and then he hits that other car, and I was like, nope, there it is.
No.
That's
Welcome
right.
to oval racing, folks.
Yeah, forgot what happened to his dad there for a minute. I guess I should have attended the previous 8 weeks of Fast movies in theaters. Whoops. But moves to modern day where they're happy. The Letty and Dom are living with little Brian, the curliest haired kid in the universe, fixing up stuff, hiding in holes. A bunch of peeps come in a carpool, which leads us directly into, oh right, we're this superhero action team that is at Mr. Nobody's beck and call. He's in trouble. Let's go.
We're not on call anymore. It was a good moment. And also, to be honest, there's one thing that I really, really appreciate through this whole movie, is they lean into the difference between Dom and Brian. Like, Brian could leave the life.
Right.
Like, Mia, to an extent, could leave the life.
Sure.
Like, whereas you never, ever, ever got the impression that Dom and Letty are ever going to leave the life.
Yeah, and like Dom is making some sort of overt speeches about like, we're out of the life, Letty. We have a child now. And she's understandably not too happy about little Brian hiding in a hole just because somebody drove up to the house. Which, sure.
I adore the
the heart hands
that Roman throws out as he
come
gets
in
out
peace.
of the car.
Yep, it's real good. And we find out that Mr. Nobody has captured Cypher, and through something happening, the plane that both of them were on crashes into Montecito, Central America, and they get a fuzzy SOS call, and they go, well, I guess we better go solve it. And it's like, okay.
Yep, the rogue agent has stolen Cypher.
Yep.
And that's all they know. And Mr. Nobody has sent GPS coordinates.
Yep.
And yeah, so let's just straight cut to everybody getting on a plane, and then Dom picks up a postcard, which comes into... This is Chekhov's postcard, by the way, everybody.
100%.
Which will come into play later. And then he goes too, for reasons.
Right. I think he feels the pull. But very quickly, we get some beautiful sweeping...
Dude, he sees the cross? Like, he literally sees the cross?
Yeah, he sees the cross on the building. He's like, right, family, I gotta go.
No, he sees the cross in the video. Like, he goes to the garage after putting...
Oh, right.
Scrubby, and he sees his cross.
My favorite part of that is when it goes enhancing, and like the two pictures of the cross come together. He's like, there it is. It's like, oh, okay, cool. It's some beautiful shots of Central America. They find half of what we find out later to be Project Ares, and then the military's here. Brap, 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 brap.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Roman picks a practical vehicle for once. Number one.
Roman picks the largest thing, the compensating car.
He is not driving a Lamborghini in the northern Russian Icelands.
That's right.
He picks the best car for the job.
Yep.
And his theme throughout this entire movie is incredible.
We find it here pretty quickly, where everybody else escapes from the military here, and Roman kind of peels off to the other side and discovers his latent invincibility, which is it's one of those moments where he shoots all those guys with like an AK and survives, and I'm just like, oh, okay, Fast Saga. This is what I'm here for.
The little nods it does, where literally it shows the bullet hole that's gone through his jacket but not hit him, like it's gone through a fold in his jacket.
Yep.
And then his body armor is literally smoking with how hot it is.
I liked that, I really like the scene of them trying to figure out how fast they need to go to beat the landmines, with Roman in the back asking what it means in Spanish, which is a really good...
Peligrominas?
Yes. Just asking it over and over again. Like, I gotta give him a lot...
It reminded me of one of our more recent films with the What's Inside of Me.
100%. Just about to say that. We're just like, what's inside of me, guys? Hey, guys. That's season 6, episode 5 of Critical Misses? Season 7? Season 7, episode 5.
7, episode 4.
4, okay. So, I gotta give a lot of credit to Tyrese, because his comedic chops have leveled up yet again. He's real good in this one. I just like this. I actually really liked this scene of them just going as fast as they can through a minefield and literally everything exploding. Their own cars, Letty's motorcycle, anything that decides to go in there with them. Half of Roman's car.
Hands in the air. I don't speak Spanish. I didn't know what peligros minas means. So I'm sitting there listening to Dom radio Tej. I'm being like, how fast do we need to go? And like for what?
How fast for what? How bad is it?
And then he's like, oh, assuming a 54 blast rate, it's like, oh crap, it's mines.
Oh no. Yeah, I like that they get through this whole thing. I like that Roman gets in a pickle and is
He gets in a jam. Come on, use the correct term.
I was right there in front of me, man. Yeah, he gets in a jam above a landmine, extracts himself, and then the car lands on the landmine, flips over, and smushes him. Which in the theater, there were a number of us that went like, "Oh my god!" And then, of course, he walks out from behind it, and I like that Tej is like, "Dude, how are you not dead?" Which leads to Ramsey saying, "Yeah, there's a bridge over there. There's what looks like a bridge that crosses from here over the border," which leads to like,
you know what? Full credit where it's due. I saw 2 trailers for this movie, and with the exception of the beast at the end, most of it was from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, 100%. Like the middle stuff wasn't really in there at all.
Nope.
I really, really like one of the more nail-biting scenes in this movie is them driving over that bridge as it's collapsing, and and then the like from zero scream of Roman as they're like reaching the top of that. Yeah, and then the thing we've seen in trailers for a while was Jacob.
Well, yeah, we see cool guy entrance as he drives in with his door open to grab the half of the device, which was in Letty's bike. Who Michelle Rodriguez, again, fantastic. I love Michelle Rodriguez, and she's great in this.
Also, my relationship with Michelle Rodriguez is over. I have a new relationship with Michelle Rodriguez's arms. 2 thumbs up. But yeah, she's as great as she's always been in this, and
yeah, and like the cool guy entrance for John Cena, where like he literally drives in with the door open, picks the thing up, puts it in his car, closes the door while giving the stink eye to Dom. It's just like,
he doesn't say anything, and then he yeets his car off a cliff, and then it gets picked up by a plane. That's dope.
Magnet plane.
Yeah, magnet plane. That's super cool. Which then, of course, at this point, the military has brought in helicopters that seem to have infinite rockets on them, which is awesome. And they're just blowing the hell out of everybody. So Dom and Letty decide to, like, whip themselves.
Someone in my theater referred to this as, gotta have a Tarzan moment.
That's really good. Yeah, they like whip themselves using the cable from the bridge across this. One thing I like in this movie is they do that successfully. They don't land on their tires. They are full on like butt over tea kettle spinning.
They just about land because it literally clips the edge and then rolls over the top of the edge. It's so good.
I like that they don't have like an MGS3 intro moment where he like lands in the triple pose and he's super cool. It's just like, nope, we barely made this. Oh god.
Well, that was new.
Yeah. What else do we have here?
Like, do you get that cut? I think that cuts back to a flashback, which whatever.
I think so.
And then we cut back to the plane again, and like they're talking about where they're going to go, and I'm really bad with names.
Roman asks him about his also super spy, expert driver, super military brother that nobody's heard of.
Yes, Ramsey. Ramsey figures out the GPS coordinates, and Letty's like, so tell me that was Jacob back there. Did you know about Jacob?
Right.
And everyone's like, wait, what? Who's Jacob?
And then Vin Diesel's super intense, just tasted a lemon kissy face comes out in a lot of these scenes where it's just, ooh, I want to talk about Jacob.
Yeah. And I like the fact that he's like, wait, who plans like an interception of a high value property, then pre-plans a jump off a cliff to land on a plane?
Yep.
And then Tej responds with, a Toretto does.
That's right.
Like, thank you. Thank you for saying that out loud.
That's all the explanation you need, which is really perfect. Yeah, there's a lot here that's like, this is where I feel like the kind of the meat of the storytelling starts kicking off, where they figure out Project Ares, they figure out there's 2 parts and a key. They get the they get to Mr. Nobody's old safe house, like his old base. It's just like very much this like old Russian kind of silo. Mia shows back up.
Yep, because Letty called her.
Right. Mia lets us know that Brian is taking care of the kiddos, which is great. Because there's been a big question where it's like, cool, where'd you put little Brian? Because he's not running that farm by himself, man.
No, dude, he's got a little bunker with a door over it.
Right. He's hanging out there with some gummy snacks. And they're like the God's Eye section of this movie, where it's like, I hacked into the mainframe to figure out that this thing will hack into anything running on anything with ones and zeros. It's like, okay, cool. That's all right. Cool. Another big hacky thing. We got to stop it.
We split the team up because Tej and Roman need to go get vehicles.
Right.
Dom is going to go find out where Jacob went.
Correct.
And Han is associated with the key, the cipher for not Charlize Theron, but the cipher for the
key for Ares. Yeah.
So Mia and Letty go take care of that.
Right.
So quick rundown here. Dom goes and sees Buddy, who is his dad's old mechanic friend.
Right.
He points him to
Michael Rooker, by the way.
Yes.
Like another one where it's like, okay, we're getting everybody in this movie. Okay, cool.
Come on, dude. You had 10 minutes. That's all he needed.
Yeah, exactly.
Then so he points Dom towards London.
I found out that he took in Jacob after the crash, and Dom beating the crap out of that dude that killed his dad. Dom is not super happy about it.
Yes. Tej and Roman go to Germany.
Yes, they do.
To a rocket engine testing site, it looks like.
Yep. Next to an airstrip.
Go on, tell them who we bump into.
We've bump into Twinkie, Earl, and Sean. We talked about the trailer for F9 many, many moons ago, and you alerted me to the fact that there's a shot with Sean in it, and I was like, he'll probably be in it for like a good 2 minutes, where it's like, we need your help. All right, partner. And then it'll be like, that'll be it. This dude was in this movie a lot, and I am super happy about it. All 3 of them were in this movie a lot.
Yep. And I immediately love the relationship between them and Tej and Roman. Like, when you went by Twinkie, I don't go by that name anymore. You went by that ever?
Yeah. And I love this, like, I love that you're only seeing a little bit of the 3 of them, like, their relationship and what they're doing. And Roman and Tej are both like, why are we here? What are you doing? Like, what did you do with this Fiero? Like, what is happening here?
And like, they race a jet with the Fiero that literally has a jet on the back of it.
Yep. They don't win, but it doesn't, quote, melt or explode, which is why they're celebrating. And then it explodes, which is real good. I like that Tej and Roman are immediately like, why are we here? What are we doing? And then one of my favorite lines in this movie,
I was going to say, this is so good.
I don't know who says it, Roman or Tej, but they're like, Dominic Toretto sent us.
Tej says it, because Tej says, somebody said you could point us towards some wheels, and I like Sean's response of, the Honda dealership is about 3,000 miles that away. It's
real good. Yeah, and then they let him know that Dom sent him, and I like that Earl is just like, who's Dominic Toretto? That's a real good line. Great.
Yep. Mia and Letty go to Japan.
Right. They go to Japan to not eat ramen, which is one of those things in a movie where I'm like, just take a bite.
Just
Take a bite.
stare it around with your chopsticks a little bit. Mia does take a bite.
She does, but like put the chopsticks down or eat it. It looks really good. Just get on in there. Yeah, and they find a flag. The thinnest of connections here, where they find a Mexican flag in a window.
It's like paper thin threads.
Yeah.
You said you had one minor complaint. I think I might
It'll
know
come
what
up
it
later.
is. I'm guessing it's not this moment.
It's like 2 more Tokyo scenes later.
Is it an actual Tokyo scene, or is it...
Sort of. I think we'll have the same... I think we might have the same, like... It's the most minor complaint.
I have one minor quibble, yes.
Okay.
But we'll get...
I think the next scene is Dom in... London?
He's talking with Queenie, yeah.
Talking with Queenie, Dominic Toretto. Helen Mirren killing it again for like the 3 minutes that she's on screen. I like that she has Dom pull the e-brake for her, which is really, really good. And they figure out together that she sold arms to Jacob, a brand new American in the picture. That she's
a bit like you. He's about your height. It's not your cousin, is he?
Right. And then she also unveils to him she's supposed to deliver him to Jacob, which is real good.
We totally missed already. By the way, we missed the John Cena talking to his crew after the first the magnet plane moment.
Yeah. With Otto saying like this thing is I got a shot of this thing. This was super cool. And then Cypher being in Magneto's cage.
Which I'm glad the dreads are gone. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, still not a fan of this haircut either.
I kind of like this one.
It's a little better when she has it like parted on the side, but like the full-on bowl cut is not doing it for me.
And I just take this moment to say, God damn, Charlize Theron is number 1, gorgeous, and number 2, carries herself with so much. There's a specific moment later on I'll talk about, which I absolutely adore. But she carries herself with so much gravitas, and it's literally a 5-minute role in this movie.
Yeah, she's only in the movie for like minutes at a time, like a handful of minutes, and she's just have this angry animal in a cage energy. She's like, oh, you want me to hack this thing? Cool. Tippy-tappy typing. Ooh, I did it. There's the other piece. Oh, weird. Ooh, you guys couldn't figure that out yourself. You're always in Dom's shadow, dummy. Look at your stupid chin. Big old dummy.
Yes, I do like that. She's like, I didn't catch any like Scandinavian descent in that family line. Like, okay, so maybe Jacob's adopted. Maybe he is the product of an affair. Who knows? Right. But that literally is one line that hand waves to everything you need to know about that family. It's like, cool, they're related. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, Fast 9 is just like, look, this happened. It doesn't matter. Like, who I think we also might have skipped over the flashback of Dom and Jacob street racing.
No. Maybe.
Okay.
No, maybe.
I think it's around here.
Yes, because that's when that's when they first get into the bunker base, because he's talking about how, like, everything on Jacob is on him, because he learned in prison about the whole trick used to throw a race, and then that was what Jacob did on his dad's orders.
The great scene in the prison of like, we went to jail because we're brown, not because we blew up a bank. It's like, okay, great, that's real good.
Yeah. I love the fact that they are correct. They got caught because they were driving while brown. That's what got them into trouble.
Right.
More trouble was the whole blowing up the bank thing. And I love the fact that it's Leo and the other guy.
I never remember the other guy's name. Yeah.
From way back when. So it's like, cool.
Super good.
That's great.
They have an actually pretty good street racing scene where if Dom loses, Jacob gets back in the family. If Dom wins, Jacob just keeps driving and leaves town. Also, this race features an incredibly sick remix of The Prodigy's Breathe.
Talk about this moment,
which
Jesus.
is dope as hell. Holy crap.
Like, I'm not kidding, like, the second that first baseline hit, I was like, that's Breathe.
Yeah, it's
That
like,
is
I know this song for sure.
like, because the funny thing is that's exactly around about the right time period as well for that.
Yes, 100%.
Fun fact: the Universal logo at the start was 90s style.
Yes, which is really good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know this song. It's from one of the best albums of all time. Let's go.
And it's such a good remix, and the timing with the slowdown and everything
Yep,
like it. Chef's kiss. Mwah.
yep.
Number
The
one,
scene's real
amazing
good.
choice of song, and number two, great remix.
Yep. Okay, so they...
We forgot the obligatory Fast One reference with "Too Soon."
Yep.
When
nice little wink, yeah. So Dom meets up with Otto, who has one of my favorite kind of probably going to be unsung lines in this movie, where Dom is talking to Otto. We have Great Dental Planet, and the big dude next to him just smiles. It's like, yep, that's real good. He meets Jacob. They yell at each other. Dom yells, like, for real. For like
the funny thing is that's old Dom. That's Fast One Dom. If
Yep.
you remember him losing it at Paul,
Yep.
At Brian in the first one, that's Fast One Dom. That's not Fast 5 and onwards Dom. That is old school cage.
He's coming apart. Yeah.
Which I kind of like that the fact that that's like, okay, yeah, this is the type of thing he does this acting when he's at the point where he doesn't know what he's going to do.
Right.
I think that's a nice little touch.
I like that Otto is like scheming, where it's like, this is technically an embassy, so I just called my friends from the Interpol because of Daddy.
My daddy's dictator.
Yep. Yeah. It's real good. Cardi B.
Dom gets taken away by Interpol, and it turns out the Interpol agents who take him away are all a bunch of women.
Cardi B and her crew.
We're all from, I think, not two. It would be 4, isn't it?
I think so. Somewhere around that. 4 or 5.
It's the gas crew in DR. It's that whole team.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it's all them. They like worked for Queenie for a while, I think they said, and now she's off by herself running her own crew, and then she gives Dom a gun that has biometric data of Jacob on it, and she's like, you can just follow him anywhere. Here you go. It's like, okay, cool.
And off to Edinburgh we go.
Yes.
At this point, have we already had the apartment fight scene in Tokyo?
No, I think we have that right after this whole electromagnetic scene.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
No, I think it's before. Oh no, I think it's beforehand because
okay. So we'll talk about it now. What?
Yeah, a mystery Asian lady shows up and kicks the ever-loving crap out of all of Jacob's men who are working on it.
Yeah, I like that. Letty gets some good fight time, but I also like that Mia gets a lot of good. Like, starting from here all the way to the end of the movie, like, Mia gets to throw a bunch of punches herself, and I think that's a good improvement instead of, like, she's just behind the wheel driving while someone's doing some fighting.
It's also easily explained because she lives with Brian. And
right.
Look at what happened in, I think it was 6. When Brian had them all on lockdown and was like in that security place and was like monitoring the security cameras and stuff.
Right.
It makes sense. If she's going to learn to fight, she does kind of fight the way Brian fights. Right. It makes sense. Like, especially when she starts picking up kitchen utensils and beating the crap out of people with them.
Yeah, so they beat...
The Scoopy thing is the best moment in that, which
that's really good. Yep. They beat the crap out of a bunch of people. Letty yeets a guy out of the window with her. There's a bunch of dudes in the street, and then mystery person shoots them all. And hey, it's Han, looking pretty cool. And then he wanders off screen, and that's when we go to Edinburgh. This whole Edinburgh part is really great.
Can we talk about Ramsey stealing the show?
Yeah, Ramsey not having a driver's license is really good. That is a moment that I'm glad I didn't have spoiled for me, because just her like rising panic as she's walking towards the van is just like, I gotta tell you guys something. Oh no.
Like, he's getting into a Jaguar. Follow him. How? I don't drive.
Right. Like, whom? And she has this great like, me? Oh, I'm alone. Okay. And between her driving that van with the giant magnets in it, and the 2 scenes happening at the same time where Tej and Roman are fighting in the van next to the giant magnets, and then at the same time the magnet is affecting stuff on the outside of the van, like the back and forth between the inside and the outside, and the whole rest of the movie dealing with magnets. 100% my jam.
The Wu-Tang Clan would be proud.
Yeah, like it's incredibly cool stuff. And I'm a.
We forgot to talk about Roman's theory way back when.
Yeah, Roman thinks that everyone is. The thing that I like about this is he's essentially.
He doesn't say it. He never says it.
No, but he's like believing in plot armor at this point, where it's like we're invincible. Like he never says the word, but like he's thinking there's some divine force protecting them from their enemies. It's a really good scene, especially with Ramsey like her disbelief ramping up, where it's like
going along,
yeah, and Ramsey being like, these two men are the dumbest people on the planet. Yeah.
The worst thing is, Tej stands a chance if he gets his head out of his backside.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Because clearly
get together,
there's something going on there, but
yeah, they're together the whole movie. Like,
and like anytime she shows any interest, like he's always being distracted by Roman.
Yep.
But yeah, like his invincible theory is great.
Yep. It's real good.
We also missed out. No, we didn't miss out. That's after this scene. But yes.
Okay. So
truck my scene.
Yeah, I love everything about this, and I love that like Otto is going to save Jacob because Jacob has been intercepted by a flying Dom, and they crash into like a tailor's boutique or something, which is a lot of confused British people in the background just being like, oh.
Okay, yeah, you use British, that's fine. Be very careful if we're talking about Scotland. Don't say English. Whatever you do.
Yes, yeah. I am aware that there are politics. Yeah. So these two like hunks of beef with faces on them are just yeeting each other through a wall like time and time again. Like I'm a sucker for that. I want to see these big emotionless dudes slamming their heads through walls. Like it's real good.
Let me pull up the text. Let me pull up the text. I have to pull up the text.
The text that I sent you?
Okay. Tons of great action scenes, lots of slabs of beef tossing each other into walls.
Yep. Just these, like, giant dudes that probably can't scratch their own back. Just like, I'm going to lift him up and I'm going to put his head through a ceiling. Great. Love it.
Not since Fast 5 have we seen this level of beef slabbing.
That's what I was thinking when I was watching it. I was like, it's been a couple movies since we've seen some slabbing here. Pretty quickly after this, one of my favorite scenes is Otto going to save Jacob, but he's on the wrong street, which feels like it's very accurate. Like for the region and for Otto. Like, and I like. Okay, let's talk about one of this film's best practical effects. When
talking about the car through the shop moment.
Yeah. What an incredible shot of her just like turning up the magnets and scooping that car.
Is Jacob takes the sharp left and goes, yeah, I got away. And then this transit van is just going down the other street, and it's just like, let's give this a try. And it's just like, also full credit to the sound department because
that's a great noise.
Turned on, it's so great.
Yep,
and
that's a real good noise.
The car like goes sideways, roof first.
Yep,
through like 2 stores, and then like slams through the side of this van.
Yep, and they capture Jacob. Easy peasy.
You're a natural.
Yeah. So good. There's also a really good shot when Dom ends up on the roof of that delivery van and then jumps in to what seems like for an opportunity to like hijack the van and drive it, and he sees the 3 of them in there and he's just like, wait, what? Like, hold on a minute. So yeah, they capture Jacob, they bring him back to their secret lair, and they lock him behind this cool 3-panel sliding twisty wall thing that looks real great.
And that's when Han shows up.
Yeah, Han shows up having a snack like normal.
Yep. Cool hideout.
Yeah, it's a very good line. And then this is the scene where we get the explanation of like, cool, welcome back. Everybody's really happy to see you. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like with the living, the not dying.
I like how Roman is the audience here, where he's just
Right.
like, "Can you get to the bit with
Yeah,
the
like,
exploding car?"
shut up about the other people. Like, I don't care about this lady you're with. Like, what the hell happened? He goes into the background of like, all right, Mr. Nobody saved me from this fiery crash. And I think it's a really cool shot where Mr. Nobody walks past the car and Han is no longer in it. Or was that supposed to be Shaw?
I think that's Shaw who goes past.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because he... Right. He walks past and, you know, Han is no longer in the car. And I like that Mr. Nobody says, like... Yeah, Han's like, that was a pretty good magic trick. And Mr. Nobody's like, yeah, I've done better. And it's sort of like the implicit admission of like, yeah, this isn't 100% airtight, but don't worry about it.
However,
yeah,
done better, possibly meaning Giselle.
Right. She comes back in a flashback in a minute or two, and it's sort of like, oh, okay, all right. This is my only thing that I had like a super minor issue with is I feel like they brought up Han. Number one, very happy that Han is back. Absolutely no complaints there. The hand waviness on this is like, I feel like it's the most the Fast Saga has stretched disbelief. I'm okay with it, but like, there's a lot of like, okay.
It's the outcome we want, but the method we didn't want.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, like Mr. Nobody is really quickly becoming your ghost in the machine, and like that's fine, but like, okay. But we do get a little bit more backstory where it's like Mr. Nobody saved him, so now he's on the payroll, and he went to go steal Project Ares. Found out that someone else wanted it at the same time, and then kidnapped. Elle is her name. They were gonna try and kidnap Elle, and he saved her, and they've been best friends ever since. Family ever since.
We did miss another villain scene.
Did we miss the Star Wars scene?
We missed the Star Wars scene because it's right after Jacob gets kidnapped. Otto goes back to base and is like, "I want 50 men, all of the guns, all of the vehicles.
Yeah.
Hell, get me TIE fighters and the Millennium Falcon. Get Chewbacca if you can get him."
Yeah.
Clearly, he's a fan.
I really like this scene because I feel like it's, number one, it's really dumb, and I appreciate it, but I also feel like it's this funny, like, wink and nod, where it's like, of course this dude thinks he's Luke Skywalker, and then Cypher's just like, you're not Luke Skywalker, and he's like, yeah, you're darn right, I'm Han Solo, and she's like, dude, come on, you're Yoda. And he's just like, all right, yeah, cool, I'm a super powerful Jedi. She's like, no, you're a puppet with a hand up your butt. And it's just like, damn.
He's such a good burn.
She just like, she spits that out, and he's just like, I don't think he says anything after that. I think he just leaves, and it's like, yeah, you just gotta go, man.
Walks away.
There's nothing.
He's like, yeah, I can see the Luke Skywalker, what with daddy issues and everything, but
right. Yep.
Well, yeah, it's that's a chef's kiss. Like, that's Charlize Theron being truly amazing in that moment. Like, that's a great scene.
Yeah. So quickly after this, Jacob and his peeps show up to steal everything.
They steal the two halves of the device. They steal the key.
Yep. And they get away, and then they leave a bunch of peeps there that very quickly get magneted, which...
Yeah, this is a great touch. Like, it doesn't tell you what it's doing. It's just the fact that the magnets come on, all the guns go there, and a bunch of rings go.
Yeah.
If you've been watching movies, you see the rings with the little pin on the bottom, you're like,
everybody's in trouble. yeah, everybody runs away. They get in this kind of safe area. Um, Dom goes nuts and like
He goes full Bane, is how I put this.
yeah,
Because
he fights like 50 dudes all at once with arms outstretched, like it just, and then he brings the ceiling down, um, goes and drowns and has a traveling through time
flashback.
flashback
This
dying
is the one
scene.
bit that bothered me.
Oh yeah, this was a little bit of
Because
like
it's right after Jacob tells him, "Yo, Dad told me to do it, and I kept
right,
that secret my whole life, and all your rage has been pointed at the wrong person. It ain't my fault. How do you think Mister Nobody found you? He found you through me."
right.
And Jacob
Like
just makes
everybody
excuses.
was in debt. Like dad told me to do this so he could throw the race. Like I didn't know it was gonna explode, and I was just like, okay, like you, sure, okay, that makes sense, yeah. So we're gonna
Uh-huh.
show it, apparently.
Yep. Again,
Yeah,
the whole, like you could probably cut this sequence out. You could probably cut straight to
yeah,
Letty getting in the water, and that would be fine.
yeah.
But it's basically just him realizing, yeah, Jacob was right, and I get it. You want to do that so you show that Dom is realizing he was wrong.
And like
Because
they can make up at the end of the movie because I feel like otherwise it would be more of a stretch. But this is the scene where it's sort of like, yeah, right, okay, I
yeah,
get it, but like you're right. It, like if I was putting this movie on TV, like on TBS for like a Saturday
this
afternoon
is the
thing,
sequence you skip over.
yeah, you just cut that and it'd be him like passing out under the water, Letty jumping in, then him waking up. Um, gosh, what happens after that? Um, okay, I
They
guess it's
have
like
to. Jacob is launching a satellite so he can put the quintessential God's Eye into the satellite.
right to bring down
Uh,
the whatever's all over the world, whatever.
yes, but we haven't talked about Project Ares. You can control all computers. Problem solved. There
Yep,
you go.
yep.
You
It's
change
God's
the
Eye
world order
2.0.
in minutes. Is how
Yeah,
Ramses.
yeah. So yeah, there's this giant truck they call the Beast racing through.
Well, the satellite launches, then they
Yeah,
get in the beast and start doing it, and they have a two-pronged attack. They need
yeah.
to take down a satellite, and they need to stop Jacob.
They have a two pronged attack, one on the ground and one in orbit, as
Oh,
as Roman is so wont to remind them.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
Who is pointing out, this is what I'm talking about. If you were regular people, you'll be wetting your pants like everybody else would at this point.
right. Uh,
Which makes me laugh because Roman has the tough job in this, I would say.
yeah,
Roman Fish.
Roman's driving a spaceship. We'll see here soon. Um, but yeah, their solution is, well, we've got to go get L. We've got to go stop them. I guess we'll have to do some precision driving to take down this giant thing that appears to be a beast that we find out
Uh-huh.
later is virtually impenetrable. Pretty quickly, I like that Otto is like, oh man, oh boy, the satellite uplink, whew, the technology problem. Why don't you get up there and go check it out? John Cena does and finds out that he's being double crossed, so he has to fight the slab
The
of
good
beef with
guy.
yeah, the nice teeth guy, nice teeth beeferson. They
Did you
fight.
catch the Greco-Roman wrestling that took place on the top
Yeah,
level?
there's some real good like proper wrestling moves on the top of the beast there. Um, there's some really good fight scenes with Han attaches his car in reverse to the car that L is in, and then they have like a magnet fight, which is actually really well done because Han keeps trying to use all this stuff and it gets pulled off of him, which is real
Mhm.
great. The shot of the dude getting ejected out of the like that APC that and his
Yeah, because Han activates a mine and then just
right,
like lets it go, and the guy's like, "You're gonna kill us all." It's like,
he
"Nope,
just
no, I'm not."
ejects him.
Ejectocito cuz close the
Yep,
door again.
that's right. I like that shot of him of the like the parachute unfolding right in front of the camera and then just exploding. That's a real good. It's a real good, like, you know, this dude died and we didn't show it. It still looks pretty rough. So they're trying to figure out how to get into the beast to stop this thing. There's a really great shot of Han telling Elle to go take it down, and she like is super happy about hopping up and just like racking this giant gun and just
like
shooting it at the beast. Yeah, like he's super pumped about doing that. At the same time, Roman and Tej are in space.
We should also say this whole time, by the way, there's been escorts and stuff like that, like for the beast and stuff like that, which have been taken out using magnets. And it's a great sequence.
Like two people on either side of a car and them like twisting the magnets one way or the other to like attract or repel stuff. Every time it is super cool. I 100% love every single
thing. Actually dumb, isn't it? Because he like goes right between two of them, pulls them in, and then just waits for a moment where there's two big cars on either side of the road. It's like, whoop, reverse the polarity, and the thing
turn it
to
blue.
Bang.
Yep.
Yes, space. Tej.
Robin. Yeah, space. They so Sean and Earl hurtle them into space while doing some last minute calculations with an open mic, which is a really great scene. They are dressed in what does appear to be World War I scuba diving outfits, which is
my personal favorite thing is him using duct tape at the beginning when you see them.
Yep, it's real good.
This whole operation is duct tape and Band-Aid. It's like,
it sure is. That whole stuff in space is actually pretty good. It's this kind of nice, serious moment between the two of them, which is just like, oh my god, we actually did it. Like, look at how cool this thing is. Oh no, we have to yeet this thing into a satellite.
Yep. And yes, we forgot to mention Jacob's double cross was the fact that Otto has joined forces with Cypher.
Right.
Comes over the radio and says, "Guess who's out the box?" At Jacob, and she's just chilling with her feet up on the desk.
Yep.
And then as things go progressively wrong, she gets on the radio to Otto and is like, what's going on there?" And he's like, "Well, we've lost our escorts." Jacob, who at this point has been yeeted off the back of the truck but saved by Dom.
Which is a real great shot of Dom just like, boop, like scooting this car towards him to catch him.
Who then, he moves on and gets the... Doesn't Dom do the magnet thing? He uses the magnet to bounce Jacob onto the one that...
I think so, yeah.
That Han is in. Then Mia basically says, "Go take this orange car, like this magnetized to the back here.
Go on, get."
Full credit for the effects on that orange car, because it moves like it's held by a magnet. It's very wibbly. It doesn't like stay stuck in place. It's just like, ooh, it's a magnet, but you don't know if it's gonna let go.
Yeah, it's fishtailing attached to the back of this thing. Like that was really good. Yeah.
But yeah, they jump in that. They boogie on out of there. Jacob buggies on out there, and Otto's like, "Yeah, we lost our escort, we lost Jacob, and Dom seems to be making things a bit of a nightmare right now."
Right, things are spicy down here.
We'll take care of it. Don't you worry. It's like, "I'll take care of this myself."
And she like stomps off frame. It's just like, okay.
Yeah. But yes, they flip the beast, the satellite's destroyed, they get the Project Ares.
I really wish the flipping the beast shot wasn't in every trailer, including the trailer immediately before the movie, because I had sort of forgotten about it, and that was like the focal point of the trailer before the movie, and it was like, oh man, that's right, that looks super cool. It was still very cool, though.
Yes. That's why I only watch 1 or 2 trailers anymore. It's like
I hadn't watched stuff for months, but there was like 2 trailers for Fast 9 before the trailers before the movie, and I was like, oh my god, guys, come on, like change it up because I'm here.
Yep. But yeah, they flip the beast, get in, do everything they need to do.
Yeah.
And Yeah, so Cypher decides to take care of it by getting the magnet plane.
Yep.
So steal everything back again,
Right.
basically. What's Dom's solution to this, Boston?
No, Dom's solution is I'm gonna flip that bee. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna flip the beast. Like I'm gonna halo grenade jump this giant truck and set it on fire and roll it down a hill somehow while driving it and surviving and fighting off Otto at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And then
Yeah,
block all the missiles and the magnet,
right. And like
and
protect the
then
crew with the thing. Like,
Tokyo drifted the back trailer
yep.
off a ramp
Hmm.
to destroy the magnet jet.
Like this was a scene where myself and a couple of people swore out loud in the theater, where he blows up the 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 magnet plane with her in it, and like it blows the hell up, and I just was just like, oh poops, and then thankfully like 10 seconds later, drone connection severed where she's in this drone control thing, and it's like, all right, that was a pretty good bait and switch.
That is the scene that I love for Charlie's Throne because she doesn't
Hmm.
say anything. She takes off the headphones angrily. She gets out of that flight simulator. She
Yep.
just walks down the steps really quickly, and then she's just got this swagger as she walks away, and it's just like,
Yep.
yeah,
She knows she has lost again, and she's just like, all right, peace. I'm out. I'm not going down with the ship. Later.
mm-hmm.
Speaking of going down with the ship, I like that Roman at some point is like, I'm not even going to mention the submarine. It's like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's in his "we're invincible" theory.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they've yeeted through the ship, through the satellite. Everything seems to be taken care of. After Cypher stomps off, we do get the. I think that's when we get the cut to the space station.
The ISS.
Uh huh.
Oh, this is such a good scene. Number one, I got to give again super credit to the subtitling team in these movies. Not only are they super interesting, especially like when Dom is speaking Spanish to the guys, where it's like, is money real or like a construct? Really love that the ISS's subtitles have static on them because the radio has static, and the line of "they look like minions" is
Yep.
the whole theater went pretty crazy for that one.
Yep. And the fact
Yeah.
because they're all yellow and blown up, it's just
Yep.
so great.
It's real good. And then at that point, we have the celebratory barbecue. We have as we talked about before, Tej and Roman are arguing about what they ate in the space station. I like that he says that Tootsie Rolls are fat free, which is his like his
Snickers.
yeah, him being really upset where he's like, Tootsie Rolls are fat free. Like he really upset about that. Of course Ramsey is just like, these dudes are so stupid, like I'm gonna leave again.
Talk to them because you know she has a connection with Tej. You know
Right.
she does.
And Tej's just too interested in being a baby and arguing with Roman, and I love that Ramsey gives up even faster than she usually does, where it's like, oh my god, not again. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yep. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Yep. Bye. Letty and Mia are talking to Leo, who's there cooking. He's talking about the other guy making bad hipster food in Brooklyn, which is really good.
You opened a restaurant in Brooklyn. The food is really bad, but you know what these hipsters are like.
Yep.
Sean, Twinkie, and Elle are there as well for the first time. And Han walks around the corner, and they all have like this loving embrace kind of thing.
Another scene where I cry. Like every time people are hugging Han, and I'm full on crying. I'm just like, Han's back.
They ask little Brian if he's ready to say grace.
Right, crying.
Then they all get ready for food, but there's one empty seat.
Crying.
Don't worry, he's on his way. And then
I'm just like, who's on the way? And then the blue car pulls up, and I'm just like, oh god, whoa.
Yeah. I think it's the Evo, the Lancer Evo.
I think so.
his car from like I think it's 4 and onwards. Like that's his one of
pulls
his
up,
cars.
and I'm just like, I'm a blubbering mess.
Yeah, it like literally pulls up and around and straight into the driveway, super fast, immediate park, and then it's cut to credits.
Also, really like that they're rebuilding the house. Like it's all just the 2x4s and the wood stuff. Yep, like it's real good. That's like, oh man, that's such a good final shot. Like I was looking at some reviews last night, and people were like, I didn't really get who like drove up in the car at the end. And it's like,
I'm
you
sorry,
needed
if
to
you don't
see.
understand who drove up in the car at the end, you haven't seen the 8 Fast and the
Yeah,
Furious
you haven't seen
before this.
literally any of the previous ones where in real life the dude died and everybody's still sad about it. Come on. Who else would it be?
Just every time Brian's name is mentioned, everyone has this little smile. Like like a happy, sad smile.
Yeah.
And it's like, it sucks that he's not here still. For all of them, it feels like.
Yeah. And I really thought they were gonna leave an empty chair there, and like when you hear that car coming, and I'm just like, oh no, don't do this to me. I can't do this. I'm too emotional. It's been 2.5 hours. So yeah, we cut to credits. We get a little bit of credits here.
Is there only one post-credit scene in this?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
So we do.
As soon as I saw a dude in a hoodie and exercise pants kicking the crap, he's got his hood up and he's masked.
Yep.
And he's kicking the crap out of a bag, and I was like, "Is that Jason Statham? It's got to be Jason Statham."
As soon as I saw that shot, I'm like, "That's Statham. Come on. Who else is going to be doing this scene in these movies? He's not big enough to be The Rock, who probably is not welcomed back in these movies anymore. So like, and now John Cena's here, so whatever.
And he's doing the kicks. He's doing
he's doing his stuff. Like,
and then like he walks away, pulls his hood off, and you see it's Statham, and then the punching bag cries.
It just, I thought there was someone. My immediate thought was like, I thought it was Queenie in there laughing, like checking up on her kid, but no, it's a dude in there being like, "I'll tell you where the flash drive is. I'll do anything." And he goes, "Oh, this flash drive?" And he's like, "Oh no, why?"
The door, knock at the door, and he's like, "Don't go anywhere."
Yep,
the guy who
zips it back up.
Not going anywhere. Zips him back up, answers the door, and who's at the door, Boston?
Han. Credits.
Black.
Yep, it's real good. My sincere hope is that they're hopefully leading to potentially like a Han and Shaw sort of thing. That would be
a slap in the face to The Rock, because it's sort of Hobbs and Shaw. It's Han and Shaw. That would just be the biggest slap in the face ever.
It would also be really good, but
yes, it would. The thing is this where Han and Shaw have their, we both dealt with the family, I understand what you did, but we need to have a very serious conversation about what led you to this point kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. So I think my only criticism of this movie is that I wish, and this is tough, because there's like 400 people in these movies now. I feel like Han didn't really have a place in this movie, in the movie he came back in. Like, I feel like he got his sort of exposition out. He got to explain, oh, here's where Mr. Nobody saved me. And then kind of drives an orange car for a bit and has like one more fight scene.
I'm pretty sure that's the Mona Lisa dude. I'm pretty sure he's driving the Mona Lisa.
That's a good point. I think he might be, yeah. I wish there was a little bit more from him, but I'm glad he's back, so I'm assuming the next 2 movies will have him as part of the regular family back in again, so we'll get some more of him. But other than that, I loved it. I've 5 stars out of 5, 10 out of 10. I think there's problems. I think there's plot holes. I am still a little bit, let's say, grumbly about how Han was brought back, but the ends justify the plot hole means, so I don't really care that much. But like, they somehow had a whole bunch of flashbacks that worked really well. Stuff was blowing up literally for 2.5 straight hours, and I wasn't tired of it. Like, everybody gets a scene. They go to space, and it's cool. Like,
And they go to space in a Fast and Furious way, which is in
Yeah.
a Pontiac Fiero, not in an actual jet.
Right. Like I really like F9, and I know that if I were to go look at more reviews, there probably would be the normal split that we see with these movies, which is Familia, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. These movies are incredible. There's another one that's fantastic. Or this movie is garbage. I can't believe you idiots watch this. You're rotting your brain.
I don't get it.
0 out of 10. Yeah. Like, there's no real middle ground in this, and that's fine. I'm on the 10 out of 10. Family is back. When's the next one coming?
It's not the Mona Lisa. He drives a 2020 Toyota Supra in this that just happens to have the exact same paint job as the Mona Lisa, which is a 97 Mazda RX-7. Which
you gotta keep it thematic, you know.
Well, literally, he says in like Fast 5 or 6, nice color. I really like it. Talking about the orange color of one of the cars.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So for me, loved it. 100%. Like the best way you could come back to the movies after like 18 months away.
It's up there. Yeah. I'm torn because as soon as I walked out of the theater, I was like, okay. Where does this sit in my ranking?
Driving home, where does this sit?
And 5 is still top.
I would agree with that.
The issue I've got is it's now a second place tie between 6, 7, and this, depending on what mood I'm in.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Because 6, I think, is a better movie than 7, but Jason Statham is a better villain than his younger brother is.
Yep.
Like, he's got more personality, I would say. This is really good, but it's like, I don't know if it beats 6 or 7. On any given Sunday, it might beat 6 and 7. On any given, it might be less than 6, more than 7, or so on and so forth. So it's up there. It's definitely right the way up there.
I mean, it's definitely... It's definitely top 5, and I would agree it's definitely top 3. I'd probably put it at 2 or like 2nd or 3rd place for me, but some of that might be recency bias. But it's definitely not even if you have problems with the plot holes and some of the pacing and stuff, which is totally legitimate. I still think if you like these movies, you're not going to be like, no, that was it's the bottom of the list. What trash! It's like, come on, man. There were loud explosions.
Favorite is ampersand.
Yeah,
I feel like washing their mouth with soap.
That boggles the mind. Yeah, I will never understand that. But yeah, I agree with you. It's very, very high in the ranking. I still think 5 is like a tighter film, not because of the not because of runtime, but I feel like it's like a little bit tighter the whole way through. This has some minor potholes in the road. LOL.
So yesterday, I totally watched Fast 5 again.
Okay.
That movie still holds up, for the record. That movie is still great. And then I got most of the way through Fast 6 because it auto-played, and I was like, well, I can't stop it now.
I mean, I started it.
To keep watching.
Yeah.
And I forgot that one of the things that pushes 6 up is 6 is the flip cars. And I forgot how sick those flip cars are.
Those flip cars are really cool. But I feel like... Tank. Yes. It's very good. I think for me, part of why F9 is so up there is because I feel like with Fast 5, you can just say vault chase, bank chase, whatever you want to call it, and everybody will go, yeah, that was dope. And I feel like for F9, you can just say magnets, and it'll be like, yeah, all of that, like that back half of the movie was dope with magnets. Yeah, and I feel like for me, that's probably the high watermark for saying like this thing is really cool because you can just say magnets. Everybody's like, yeah, perfect. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You're either going to get a Wu-Tang blast of that yet, or people are going to know what you're talking about.
That's right. Exactly. Oh man. All right. Any final thoughts here for F9?
I really like this. If you are a member of the family, go see this movie. Like, if you don't want to go out to the theaters, that's fine. Wait for it to come out in home release. I'm pretty sure the Blu-ray is already up for pre-order because I think they're doing a condensed release.
Yep.
Where it's only going to be in theaters. It's probably going to be in theaters for a long time, but they are going to release the Blu-ray a lot sooner than normal.
Yeah, and they haven't announced Blu-ray or streaming yet, but I feel like in like 2 weeks after release date, they'll probably be like, yeah, in another week or so, it'll be on some streaming platform, whoever Universal is hooked up with, Peacock or something, I don't even know. But yeah, I assume pretty soon they'll be like, yeah, you know, watch it again, experience the majesty. Here's the beast flipping. Like they'll do something like that. So
it's really good.
Yeah, it's real good, and it was better than I was hoping it would be, and I would like to go see it again if the Blu-ray could be released quickly. I would like to purchase that and watch it again on my fantastic 4K OLED screen at home. But yeah. All right, thanks everyone for joining us for a return to season 1, which I guess we'll return back to when the next movie comes out in a couple of years. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching and listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.